What's up, YouTube? In this video I'm going to talk about what to do if you're homeless. Real quick though, I want to shout out all my subscribers. I'm almost at 200. I encourage everybody to subscribe, especially if you like the content. Keep hitting the like button, man. It really helps out with the algorithm. Drop comments, really helps out with the algorithm as well. Gets my video out there. If you don't know what to say in the comment, just a smiley face, hi, a thumbs up. I respond to nearly 99.9% of my comments, so all good there. But we're gonna jump straight into the video. All right, so what to do if you're homeless. So if you're watching this and you're not quite homeless yet, you can prepare for some of that, right? If you're already homeless, you basically need to know what to do. And the biggest thing is if you're already homeless right now, food, shelter, and water. I mean, those are your main concerns. Now, real quick, I live in my car. I am homeless. I've also lived on the streets without a car. I've been homeless a couple times in my life, and this is probably like one of the longest stretches, and I'm in a car right now. And that's, you can check my other videos out of why I became homeless. I have quite a bit of videos explaining what's going on with me and my story, and I ask that you join me on that journey and check out my other videos. So if you're not quite homeless yet, but you're about to be, you're gonna have to try to go ahead and think about, calling friends and family and saying, can I leave certain stuff at your house? Now, you don't ever want to be a burden. You're not gonna fill up their whole garage with everything you have. I'm talking about like a suitcase, or like a duffel bag, a box or two, some clothes and some maybe some stuff that has sentimental value that you really don't want to lose while you're out there. Some of the stuff that you're gonna need, of course, is a backpack. You're gonna pack light, man. If you're not in a car, like if you're able to convert your car or your van or your automobile, whatever may have you or whatever, right? You can carry that stuff. But you also, there's people I've seen, they got totes on top of their vehicle. Me, I pack light, man, and I do utilize having some of my stuff at friends houses and that kind of stuff. Not a whole lot though. I'm not a burden. When I really need something, I'll let them know, like, hey, I need to go get some clothes, or whatever's in my boxes. So I do utilize that. I try to keep my car very, very light. With some of the stuff, like it's winter now, so I got my winter stuff with me. But during the summer, I had that over at a friend's house. And I try not to be a burden, try not to bug. You don't want to show up there every single day. You don't ever want to show up unannounced. You want to be very appreciative. You can even offer people, like, hey, I'll clean out your garage, I'll organize your garage. I know that you say you don't have any room. Can I help? Can I come there and help make some room so I could have my stuff? Now, my video is going to be a lot different than everybody else's because there's advice on there that's good, but I think I have some advice that is different than what people put out there. So stick with me and watch the whole thing. So if you're about to be homeless, get some of your stuff packed light. Try to utilize how friends and family might not be able to, you might not be able to stay there, but you should be able to leave some of your stuff there. In the case of stuff, just in case it's less stuff than you have in your car, and of course carrying around. So what you're gonna want to concentrate on is food, water, and shelter. Food, you're gonna call 211, and you're gonna go ahead and get a list of all the food pantries in your area. You're also gonna, I would suggest you apply for DSS, that welfare stuff. If you can get it, even if you feel funny about it, it's better to have that than not have it. So, boom. If you qualify, then you'll get some money a month, and you can only buy certain stuff. Like your kid will only buy cold food. You can only buy canned stuff, no warm food. If you're in the hood, though, and this is where my advice changes. If you're in the hood, there's some places that I know in my area where they'll sell you hot food, and you can use your card. Hot chicken strips, potato wedges, things like that. So as far as shelter is going to be the variable that can change all the time. You're never going to always have one spot. Generally, I shouldn't use big blanket statements like that, but generally speaking, when you're on the streets without a vehicle, you're pretty, you'll stay at some places sometimes, but you won't stay at all the time. It's not like you have a permanent residence. You're homeless, right? Same thing with my car. I don't always park at the same truck stop. I don't park at the same rest area. I don't always stealth camp. In fact, I really don't like stealth camping. I do it every once in a while, but one of the first things I would suggest is bandos. If you don't know what a bando is, it's an abandoned house, it's an abandoned building, it's an abandoned office or whatever. Even me living in my car, I have videos of me staying in an bando. Why I did that in the videos is because it was either 19 degrees and with a wind chill of 15, or it was 15 degrees. It was extremely cold. I was low on money. I didn't want to run my car all night to stay warm, and I stayed in a bando, and that with my 2 sleeping bags. One's a 40 degree, if I remember correctly, 40 or 50 degree, no, it's 40 degree sleeping bag, and then I have a 30 degree one, and I double up on that. So I used both of them, and I was okay. So sleeping bag is a must if you're on the street or in your car. The temperature ones all depend on your area. If it gets colder than that, if you're in like the mountains of Montana or something, you may need a negative one. I'm not going to know that kind of stuff, but I would tell you, your area, how cold it gets during the winter. If you were cold inside your house, wait till you're out. That wind, not having a windbreak. You know what I mean? You're sleeping nice and comfortable at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning out on the streets 2 or 3 in the morning. It's cold, man. So finding bandos, the way that I would suggest how to do that is literally on Zillow, look for foreclosures and look for pre-foreclosures. Some of those pre-foreclosures haven't been closed yet, and the bank hasn't sank in their claws, but a lot of people will move out by then. Foreclosures will be on there too, and if you find one that just barely got listed, the chances are that they just stopped being there. At bandos, when I was living on the street without a car, what I would do is I would sleep in the backyard or open shed or a garage. I would kind of scope the place out. If it was summer, during the summer, I did that too. So even though I live in my car, I still stay at bandos from time to time. Summertime, it helped me from not having to run my air conditioning so much. In the winter, it's helped me save on gas money and being able to lay all the way out. That's when I go inside, and then summertime I'm outside of a bando, like in the backyard, by the garage, in between a shed and a brick fence, and utilize Zillow to find them. You can also go to the courthouse and ask for a foreclosure list. I believe it's free. It all depends on, I guess, where you're from, but you can go there and you can get that, and that would be fresher stuff, and they would also give you a list of everything, right? You might even have to, if you do have to pay, it's probably for the copies of like paper them doing it, but I honestly don't think they charge anything, but just don't hold me on that. So finding bandos, right? Now we got your food, from food pantries. You got water from literally the same places like bathrooms and stuff, washing your hands. You can fill up water in there. You can go in truck stops and actually fill, you go in there with your own cup, you can fill water up, and you'll be all right. And then your shelter bandos, and then literally finding like, if you're gonna sleep at a park, look for an area like behind a tennis ball court that's kind of sheltered by trees or another fence. I don't suggest openly sleeping at a park. I don't suggest just sleeping at a bus stop. I don't suggest setting up a tent right in the middle of the street. I don't suggest going into open areas where there's a lot of people doing that. You kind of want to be by yourself, and you definitely want to stay sober. You don't want any issues. You want to stay sharp, man. You want to stay sharp because there's a lot of people out here that all prey on homeless people, from gangs to dealers to other homeless people to knucklehead kids that just want to hurt somebody. Shelter people that run the shelter, they're like that too. It really feels like everybody's out to get you, and it's just the way it works. So there is safety in numbers and stuff, but you don't know these people, and one thing you can kind of count on is people will always do what's better for them and not care about what happens to you. And I know that's a desensitive way of thought, but if you are like that, you will be less vulnerable. If you think you could trust somebody with your backpack and be like, hey, just hold on to this, I need to run in the store, because a lot of stores won't let you go in with that stuff, or they tell you to set it down. You start being labeled, like they judge you and label you as maybe a potential thief or something. They don't want you walking in there with that backpack. So if you find like an abandoned place, and what I would do is, if it was a bando, and what I have done is literally, like, let's say between a shed and like there's a brick fence, dig a hole big enough to put your backpack and your sleeping bag in there. Put that in there, and then you find a piece of cardboard, you put that over that, then you put dirt on top of it, and now it just looks like there's like dirt. Now it's hidden. I would trust that a lot more than trusting somebody I don't know very well, or even if you did know them. People backstab. People can be scumbags at times. I would rather do that than tell somebody, hey, look out for my backpack. No, it's probably gonna get stolen, man. That person, you probably never run into him again, or if you did run into him, like, hey, I got picked up by the cops and it got left there. A million different excuses. So that's that's something that I would suggest that I never saw in other videos, is utilizing bandos, how to find them. I would be careful going in them. That's why I would go outside first. And the rule of thumb is show up there late. Show up there after dark, especially if there's neighbors around there that like still live in that house. You never know; they can be friends with the person who is foreclosed on, or whatever happened to that house. They could, they don't want homeless near their safety of their house. So you got to be real sneaky about going there. You don't want to be in an abandoned house, and then a group of homeless people show up and they've been there for a long time, and now you're outnumbered and you're in a spot where there's a lot of them. So you gotta be careful with that stuff. And the way that you be careful is stay outside for a couple of days of the place. Camp out in the backyard, camp in the garage. Always make sure there's another exit. So like if there's only one entrance to that place, you better make a second exit, or not stay inside of it. If there's a boarded up window, you can leave the board up, and you can prop it in a way where if you hear somebody coming in, you can run out. That's one thing you can do. If it's during daytime and you show up there and you see those people, you can fill them out. I would not suggest joining any homeless groups or camps. It's up to you if you want to. It's not something I would do. It's not something I would suggest. Let's see here. So, but you definitely need to have a side hustle of some sort to make money, whether that's grabbing recyclables, if you're an artist, drawing on the street, if you play instruments, if you write poetry, maybe that's what you do. Maybe you're a live performer, maybe you're a singer, maybe you're a guitarist, maybe you know how to throw a basketball like 40 feet in the air and catch it on your mouth with a spoon. There's some street performers I've seen do some crazy stuff like that. Develop a skill like that. Maybe do some tarot card readings if that's what you're into. Magic tricks. There's a lot of stuff that you can do as far as that. If you're living in a car, you can do gig apps. That's what I personally do. Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, things like that. And I know that the way I talk, people are like, "What is a gig app?" It's basically I shouldn't have to explain it. It's like Uber Eats, DoorDash. It's basically you're kind of your own boss, but you are paid to pick up food or groceries or doing shopping and delivering it. Some of that stuff is lucrative. It's not the best idea to live in your car and do that, because you're putting on mileage, you're spending money on gas, but it's something that can be done. If you have a bad driving record and maybe you don't have insurance, then you're not going to be able to do those apps, because they're going to ask for that kind of crap. So in the event that you do drive, you do have a car, but let's say that you can't afford full coverage insurance. With the gig apps, that's what they ask of you, is they want full coverage, at the very least. You know what I mean? What you do is you go ahead and try to find customers. You look for rideshare groups on Facebook. If they need a ride. If there's old senior citizens homes that people need shopping, maybe you pop over there. If you really don't have anything going on, you can go knock on people's doors. Let's say that you started off being homeless and you don't have nothing to your name. You don't even have a backpack. You don't even have a sleeping bag. You don't have nothing. I would look around for houses that look like they need some work. Maybe the gutters are full. You know, even if they weren't full gutters, somebody's outside watering. You walk up to them and you tell them, "Hey, I'm looking for any kind of work that you might need around your house. I'm in a bad position right now. Work for cheap." Maybe they need their garage cleaned. Maybe they need their car cleaned. Maybe they want you to sweep up their back patio. Maybe they want you to go inside and hang up some drywall. You know, going outside of Lowe's and Home Depot in the parking lot, standing out there looking for jobs. I actually go inside the place from time to time, and I will see somebody having a hard time pulling a 5-gallon bucket of paint. I'll help them, and I'll let them know, like, "Hey, man, I could help you with your project. I work for dirt cheap. I live inside my house. I mean, I live inside of a car. I live inside my car, and I'm on hard times. You can afford me." And show them that I used to be a Class A truck driver. Show them my license and say, "I've been trusted with millions of dollars of freight. You don't have nothing to worry." And then I've made videos talking about this before. I want to throw this in is, let's say somebody says, "Okay, I really could use some help putting this drywall up." I still need to protect myself because they're still a stranger. Just because I met them in a hardware store, it's their house. They probably have something to protect themselves over me, but what do I have to protect myself against them? Well, one of the things is to always let your friends and family, somebody you trust, know where you're at. They might not be able to help you with letting you stay at their house, or maybe they could help you by letting you use a little bit of their space for some boxes or some clothes or something. But there's a lot of ways that don't cost them anything. "Hey, I'm working over at this address." You take a screenshot of it. You take a picture of the person that you're with. You do something to let somebody know, because they could be crazy, man. Things could go sideways. You don't ever know. They're a stranger and you're a stranger. And as long as your intentions are just to be, play it safe and do the job and get out of there, and you're not a thief, you're not a scumbag. You just want to make sure that somebody knows where you're at, and that is something that I do, and that I haven't mentioned in my other videos, but I'm mentioning now. I actually rewatched one of them. I was like, I forgot that detail, but I kind of figured that it's it's a no-brainer that you do something like that. But I want to say things like if I skip a detail, to try to add into another video. So that's some of the stuff that I do even to this day. Living in a car, staying at bandos, living in a car when the gig apps are slow and it's an oversaturated market, and you're not getting any good orders. What are you gonna do? Am I gonna just sit here and not make any money? No, I'm gonna try to apply myself. Making a YouTube and trying to build a nice, cool community, and I got that going on, quite well, and I want to keep growing it, and I have a lot of fun doing this. Right now I'm waiting for orders. Haven't gotten anything. I think I got something maybe 20-30 minutes ago, but it wasn't worth doing. It was like 8 miles, and I think it paid like $6. But it's taking me in an area that I don't want to be in. I'm gonna get stuck out there and then have to drive even more. So I'm good on that. Some other advice is you don't want to be too friendly out there. Walking around with a smile on your face, looking brand new. People are vultures. People will try to take advantage. Having a certain demeanor that you don't take shit. You don't have to give anybody shit, but you're not going to take it. Have a pocket knife with you at the very least. You never know. Even with like canned food, if you don't have a can opener, I can still open up a can with a knife, put it on there, and take a rock or take another can and use that, and you just tap it in, and then you move it over, and then you can pop the lid, and it's no problem. Using it for self-defense and also using it as a tool. I try not to get too friendly. There's a couple people at a truck stop that I sleep in that I do talk to every once in a while. And it's not some people get reputations around there, and you can see who's bad and who's okay. Might take you a little bit, it's street smarts. There's some people, but for the most part, I don't get too friendly with anybody. Especially somebody, like, if I go talk to somebody, it's my decision. If somebody's talking to me, most of the time they're trying to hustle you, And in my area, of course they do hustle and stuff like that, but most of the time it's they're trying to take everything from you, and their hustling isn't very good, but they'll try to beat you up and take it and use a weapon on you and shit like that. And unfortunately, it does happen to people. So you're gonna have to, you may have to fight. If somebody takes your stuff and you don't do nothing about it, and you get a reputation of, you're not even looking for the person who did that. I mean, what's the deterrent of somebody doing it again? I'm not telling you to go out there and fight people and stuff like that, but you have to, use your own discretion. Sorry about that quick edit. I had to take my sweater off and then move a little bit. I had some sun coming in right here, and it looked like it was messing it up. Still there a little bit, but I did move my car. Some helpful stuff as well is where you're going to charge your phone at. Of course, Starbucks, McDonald's, if they have the wall sockets. A lot of places that do tire changes and like oil changes and things like that, outside those places have wall sockets, man. Normally it's like around the side of the building, and they have like a little metal thing on there. If it's late at night, nobody's even there, go ahead and plug your phone in. You definitely want to talk about some side hustles, and some side hustles being, getting the recyclables. I might have mentioned that, I'm not too sure, but recyclables, Craigslist, Facebook, things that people don't want that you might need. Even if somebody is selling a sleeping bag, maybe you can tell them your story and say, can I work for it? If you don't have a sleeping bag, or a hot meal or hot shower. Another thing too is how are you going to get showers? I get a Planet Fitness $10 a month. I take showers there. I brush my teeth and I shave at truck stops and rest areas. I blend in with the truckers, so that's something that I do. I feel funny about brushing my teeth at a gym and shaving. I mean, they have areas for it at Planet Fitness. However, people are going in there washing their hands or using the bathroom real quick. Me jumping in the shower, I blend in a little bit, like, oh, this is just somebody who was working out, or caught a sweat or whatever and used the shower, no problem. Me doing the full shaving my face and shaving my head and brushing my teeth, that's a little bit too extreme for me. I mean, some people are comfortable with it. If they're comfortable with it, then cool. Me, I feel awkward and I feel odd doing that. Inside of a truck stop, it doesn't bother me at all. In fact, half the sinks are being utilized like that. Same thing at rest areas. Half of them are being used like that and being utilized. You don't always have to brush your teeth inside of a place. You can do it with a bottle of water and just stepping outside your car, or if you're living on the streets, you can brush your teeth anywhere and just spit it out, and have some water and rinse your mouth out or whatever, right? If you wanted to, you could get a 9-to-5 job. It's really hard for me, at least, to keep a schedule like that. That's why gig apps work for me. If I have a hard time going to sleep, or my neck is killing me, or I didn't go to bed till late time because of it being too cold, or a neck cramp or anything like that, or the day before I worked really long and hard, and the next day I just slept in a little bit, or if I'm trying to hustle up something, trying to find new work. I like the flexibility, but there's a lot of people that do a 9-to-5. Sometimes these people work in offices. Sometimes it's warehouse work. Your friends and family might not let you stay at their house, but somebody will let you use their address. And I want to comment on about me saying the DSS card, the food stamp money. If you don't have an address, let's say you don't have friends or family or anybody to send it to, I'm pretty sure Social Security office, you can go in there and they'll let you use that, or family services or family court. If you call 211, you could ask them, like, hey, I need a place where I could have something mailed. I need to get on food stamps. I need an address to use for food stamps, and I'm sure that they can help you. I know some people that were absolutely homeless and didn't have an address at all. And I think the guy said he they let him send it to the Social Security office or the family court system. I forget which one, but nonetheless, I got to adjust myself because I don't like the way that light's coming in right here. So on the videos, not many people talked about bandos. I covered that. Covered food from food pantries and the DSS. You're still going to want to make some money so you can eat better food. You're going to, something that's hot. You're also going to want to make money for personal hygiene. You're not going to, you need money. And then also you got to think about your goals. That's probably one of the biggest things, your goals. There's some people that love the lifestyle and love being out here. There's some people that are out here that are, they're saving up until they're saving money by not paying rent. You know, they're saving money by not having a lot of stuff. Me, I thought I'd be able to save a lot more by living in my car, but to tell you the truth, it's been a lot harder because I'm using more gas. You know, and food prices went up, everything's expensive. But I have my own goals. I suggest that you have your own goals, and with the goals, try to set little base hits, like little wins. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to just win the lottery and figure everything out. Let's say that you only make $10 a day. Okay, try to put 5 away. Okay, you know, all right. You made $10 today. What can you do to make a little bit more tomorrow? What can you do a little bit to make more the next day? What can you do to save money? You know, are you utilizing food pantries, or are you just blowing everything at McDonald's? You know, are you getting your toothpaste from the dollar store, or are you going into an expensive store and spending it? You know, a lot of times it's the best way to save money or make money is by spending less. And I know that it's hard, man, because I got that problem myself. You know, everybody does. You know, everything costs us so much. You know, so of course, you know, street performing, finding a hustle, but try to take things as little wins. You know, if you're on the street and you don't have a car or any transportation, blaring their horn again. Hopefully you guys don't hear that. That's a different car down the street, kind of. You know, you stack up a little bit of money and get yourself a bicycle. Maybe if you clean people's garages, they'll have an old bike for you to use. I would suggest don't steal from homeless. Don't steal from anybody. Don't do people dirty like that. Even though other people do it, do your best to not let it happen to you. But everybody that stuff can happen to you. You know, that stuff can happen to you. Try not to be trustworthy. Try not to trust people that you are unsure of being trustworthy. You know, don't ask people to watch your backpack. Dig holes and hide it somewhere next to dumpsters, empty boxes, over at bandos. Try to utilize bandos where if you're going to leave your stuff, don't leave it in the house, because you never know if somebody's going to be inside there, or you know, rifling through that house or whatever. You know, dig a hole, put it in the ground, and put it over there. It's going to be hard. That's what's hard about living on the streets without a vehicle. Going inside stores and using their bathroom with a big backpack and, you know, sleeping bags on you and everything else. You're paying a really big target on you, and a lot of stores won't let you go inside there with it. You know, or you have to set it at the customer service, and they look at you all funny. You're better off, you know, trying to not look homeless, to, you know, so you don't get judged that way. I know that there's a lot of people who don't care what other people think, but putting yourself in a position of opportunity where, you know what, if you wanted to apply to that place and get a job, you know, looking trustworthy, looking like somebody, you know, that's on the up and up, you know, those things are positive. You know, you shouldn't let somebody's thoughts control how you feel, and you shouldn't let, you know, their negative energy make you beat them to the punch and be like, you know, if they think that you're a scumbag, you start acting like one. No, you shouldn't do any of that kind of stuff. You should go ahead and be positive, and you know, I guess that's just how I am, at least. You know, I'm positive about everything. I don't like looking homeless. I don't like looking like I live homeless, but I absolutely do. I'm blessed that I'm in a car. Those are some of your goals. You should really figure out, you know, what you want in life, and maybe have your end of your journey. Like, let's say, for example, all you want is a really big truck, and you could build it out, or a big SUV, or maybe you want a trailer, or maybe you do want a house. Try to write down what you want, and then or think about what you want, and then try to reverse it. Okay, if you really want a truck, okay, how much is the money for that? Do you want it used? Do you want it new? Okay, well, all right, I'm gonna need to save X amount of money for this. And you just try little goals, man. You know, I think that's the best bet. You're not just the likelihood of somebody just giving you a house and giving you a car and you winning the lottery is very, very slim to none. And the attitude stuff, man. You know, having a positive attitude. You know, if yesterday was crappy, how are you going to make today good? If an hour ago things were crappy, how are you going to make the next hour good? There's a lot of motivational things that you can do. Maybe watch motivational videos. Maybe listen to music. You know, the power of music, really, you know, you put on a song that puts you in a good mood, and that's awesome, right? You can put some songs on that put you in bad moods too, you know, like when you're lifting weights or whatever, you put on a song that gets your blood flowing, and now you want to hit it hard, right? Listen to some gangster rap, maybe you want to go hit that corner and whoop somebody up, you know what I mean? But I suggest listening to music that puts you in a better mood, you know. And it's basically my advice. I'm probably make another video about this down the future, and actually do you know, like write things down. I do ask that you check out my other videos. I always wait till the end of the video most of the time to bring up my Cash App. I've only gotten one donation, but that donation came in clutch, man. It actually, I didn't have the money to get my blood pressure pills, and literally it was late at night, and I got a donation the very next day. I was able to get my blood pressure pills. If you would like to donate to me, I'll leave my Cash App in the description. It's the same as my YouTube, AlienAscend. Any and everything is appreciated. I ask that you please check out my other videos, hit likes on them, drop comments, and subscribe if you like the content. Thank you so much.